No matter the size of your budget, a little can go a long way when it comes to your home decor with some expert advice. We share with you some of our favorite tips and tricks on today's SoFlo home project. Welcome to SoFlo Home Project. I'm Alena Capra. So they say design is in the details. So today we're sharing with you some of those details to help elevate your home decor. Today we show you how to give your home a fresh new look with durable hard surfaces. Dress up your cabinets with decorative hardware. Create design balance by mixing modern and organic decor, and so much more. When it comes to surfacing options for your home, whether it be your kitchen, bath, or other areas where you'll put a countertop, there are so many great options out there. So how do you know which one to choose? Well, I put together a sampling of all of the different types of countertop materials, some of the favorite trending colors right now, and I figured I'd kind of go through a few of the pros for each one so it helps you make your decisions when it comes to selecting those tops. So first and foremost, we have natural stone. Of course, the beauty of natural stone is unmatched. Over here, this is one of the top quartzite colors that we're seeing. This is called Taj Mahal, and a quartzite is a natural stone. It's actually one of the hardest forms, so it is more durable than marble and granites, and it truly becomes something that will hold up well in a kitchen and is not only beautiful, but also quite durable. So one of the great things about natural stone is that there are different finish options that can be changed. For example, this is a leather finish on the Taj Mahal quartzite, and here's the polished version. And the leather finish is a very popular finish. I absolutely love using this finish because it just brings a nice matte kind of feel to the countertops and can contrast well when you're doing maybe a higher gloss lacquer cabinet, or if you want just a little bit of a softer feel. So the leather finish, very popular, but on the flip side, the polished version is also so beautiful. So the quartzites are a great option, but we also have a lot of beautiful marbles. And right now, some of the colors that we're seeing trending are not only the warm beiges and soft warm tones, but also some taupes and greiges, even the darker marbles in black and dark brown, and color. Color has been a huge trend. Quartzites in blues and marbles with those coloration. This dolomite here, sunset dolomite, is a beautiful warm coral toned stone. And you see there's others with beautiful dark green. Now, another option is engineered quartz. So engineered quartz is a man-made product, also very durable, and it doesn't need to be sealed, so it won't stain or scratch as well. There are so many different varieties of color, some that look like natural stone, some that are just more neutral. We are seeing a lot of subtle textures on engineered stone now. That has been a huge trend. And note the softer, light tonality, that warm beige. This is a great opportunity to bring a subtle texture to your home, whether it's on the backsplash or even the counters. Darker colors still trending as well in engineered quartz. I also chose this one because this sort of mimics oxidized metal. That is another type of look that we see in engineered product and is actually quite cool. And over here is more of your classic type of a look. This mimics a quartzite. This type of material is often also used on tabletops and furnishings. So it's beautiful not only for your countertops, but for furnishings as well. And that also goes for natural stone, engineered quartz, and porcelain. I love using these types of surfaces as furnishing. I make a lot of dining tables with a variety of these materials as the tops and other accent furnishing pieces. So porcelain slab is another option when it comes to your surfacing materials. This could be for countertops with integral sinks, as well as cladding up the walls and beyond. And what is best about all of these options is that there is no wrong choice. It truly is about your preference, and we have so many great opportunities to bring personality to our surfaces with all of these choices. And just a design tip, I love mixing different surfaces together. So you can perhaps make your island a marble that's really bold and striking, and then mix that in with the perimeter of your kitchen being a softer, more neutral engineered quartz or porcelain, or vice versa. So it's really nice to be able to mix and match, and of course, go with what color you love and what suits your lifestyle and all of the needs that you need in your kitchen, bath, or beyond. Coming up, the do's and don'ts of cabinet hardware placement on SoFlo Home Project.
Hi, this is John with USA Windows and Doors.
And I'm Jennifer.
And today we're going to show you beautiful windows that we've done to this home.
Now, what's unique about this home more specifically is the master bathroom and the large picture windows in the front of the home. Now, typically when people change to impact windows and doors, they want a nice, unobstructed view. And in the master bathroom of this home, it has two windows that meet in a 90-degree corner, where it leads out to a courtyard, and you want to have that nice view while you're in your tub. And with impact windows, we were able to accomplish that.
This homeowner wanted to keep the house cool. He doesn't want the heat to come through the house. So what we've done, we gave them a low E glass. This glass will prevent the heat from coming into the house, and it will keep the temperature cool. And the results of it will be to lower down the energy bill every month.
This home is part of a homeowners association, so we have to make sure that everything facing the street is the same throughout the community. And we were able to get the same grid patterns that were pre-existing to the new impact windows.
As you see this window, it's still open. What we did here, we changed all the old wood with treated wood. This will prevent leaks in the future, and we do it to all of our customers. Not only we changed the wood in some areas, we replaced everything all throughout the window. This is very, very important because you can have the best window in the world, but if it's installed the wrong way and if it's not installed right, you will have leaks. If you're ready to upgrade your home with new impact windows, call USA Windows and Doors today.
Or visit us at our website at usawindowsanddoors.com.
Welcome back to SoFlo Home Project. We are just looking at all the design details. How beautiful is this, by the way, right? We are talking about ways to elevate your home decor when it comes to those specific little things that can make a huge impact. So we talked about surfacing options, but now I wanted to talk about hardware. So decorative hardware is truly one of those things that could easily elevate any cabinet in your home. So I've assembled a nice mixture of different finishes and styles of hardware and wanted to show you a couple of ways that placement could often change up the look. I've even changed out hardware on a basic filing cabinet for something like this, a little bit more decorative. As long as you purchase the right size, it really elevates the look of the piece. So when you want to make a cabinet feel more like a furniture piece, placing the hardware in the center is a nice way to go. So for example, on this slab door, something beautiful and decorative like this, you could place it towards the middle, so when the mirroring door has that, it creates more of a furniture-like detail. Now, a lot of the times we're seeing this very thin shaker style door that has been very popular right now, and the question is, where do you place the hardware? So on something like this, you always have a lot of options. We're also seeing a trend towards hardware going towards the top of the cabinet, and you could also place here. Ultimately, it's really a preference, but depending on your door style and the hardware you're using, there are some standards when it comes to doing basic kitchen hardware. I also love just a simple decorative knob. The easiest thing to change out, as opposed to the cabinet pulls, are knobs because they only have one screw. I love the instant impact of the change of hardware in any room in the home could have. These are ways that you could truly bring in that touch of beauty. And here's a few more tips. So often when we are designing with new cabinetry, it's sort of a, you have a
carte blanche to do whatever you want to do with the hardware because there's no pre-existing drilled holes.
Yes.
So when replacing hardware, that's a great way to dress up your cabinetry, give it a new life. But what are some of the tips and tricks to get that right?
Well, I think the first thing is when it is that you're going to make your decision about changing your hardware, you need to know what you're changing it from. Hardware absolutely has a specific hole measurement. We call that center to center.
Yes.
And that measurement is from screw to screw. So you need to be able to tell that to whoever you're doing the purchase with so they can get you started.
You could simply open your cabinet door, go from the center of those two screws,
Correct.
get that measurement.
Correct. And the other part of it is I also think that people don't realize that if they have handles as well as having a knob, you can always create this knob hole into a handle hole just by adding the second hole.
Right.
Dollar for dollar, it's the best way to improve the overall look of the kitchen, and it's the smallest amount that you can put into it is your decorative hardware. Completely can change the look and feel. Like I said, it's putting your personality in there. I change mine quite often.
You could do different finishes,
Exactly,
different
go figure.
styles.
When you put this on now, you're going to get an elongated look.
Very
In
nice.
the
Love
cabinetry.
a cup bowl,
Beautiful.
too.
Just
Modernizes it
beautiful.
very quickly.
Yes.
And again, sometimes that's all you need to do to update your kitchen.
No, that's good stuff. And then to anyone at home who's thinking about if you repaint your kitchen cabinetry and you have existing holes, those could be filled in the process.
Yes.
So when you do it that way, you get that opportunity to kind of start with a fresh door. So lots of options when it comes to replacing your hardware.
Absolutely, yes.
So I hope that inspired you to perhaps change out some of the hardware in your home this weekend. It's that one way to make a big change in a little bit of time. Coming up next, we bring balance to modern design with organic elements on SoFlo Home Project. When it comes to home office spaces, it's not just about function, but it's often an extension of our home decor. So we're here today at Office Depot Office Max, joined by Jose Jimenez, the general manager. Jose, to find out a little bit more about what you have here.
Absolutely. As you can see, we have different vignettes, that each vignette shows different styles, like the bookcases, the file cabinets, the desk. We have accessories as well. We can always set you up with printers, and we can do the home office completely. So anything that you might need for your home office, we'd be more happy to go ahead and set you up for that. If we do not have, we can definitely get it ordered and shipped.
So in addition to office furnishings, of course, there's office supplies, there's tech, there's electronics. There's so much here at Office Depot Office Max. But I think one of the other things a lot of people might need are printing and copying services.
Which is great because we do have what they call a copy and print department. We can basically do anything you wish. We have business cards, banners, flyers, anything and anything that your business might need, we can definitely get it done for you and at a very reasonable price.
You might have a special program for business owners.
Yes, we have a program that's called Business Select. It is a one-year program, which is going to be $49, but there is savings throughout the whole store at all times. It is guaranteed that you're going to make your money back, and within 2 days, you'll get $50 back for investment of the $49, what they call Depot dollars. Let's say you want to do business cards, the banners, the flyers. You can utilize those $50 towards that purchase.
Very nice. So there's a lot of savings, different discounts for different types of items.
Absolutely. Well, a good example would be right now, let's say the paper pro. You automatically get it for $34.99 if you're a Business Select member versus $60 if you're not a Business Select member.
Jose, so I want to thank you. This has been wonderful learning more about the incentives, the good discounts, as well as everything that you have here. So what is the best way for homeowners to learn a little bit more about this if they're interested?
My recommendation is to come to the store. We'll make it personal. We'd love to see you. You can find more information on OfficeDepot.com.
Well, it's been wonderful chatting with you. Thank you so much.
Have a good night.
Welcome back to SoFlo Home Project. I'm Alena Capra, and we are continuing to share some design tips with you to help elevate your home decor. So now when it comes to bedroom design, I think all of us get inspired by beautiful hotels and places we've traveled to. So having that beautiful bedroom furniture set is really an important piece of that, right? And that all starts with the bed itself. Thinking about a way to create a sanctuary in your bedroom is truly one of those important things, not only to the beauty of your room, but to a good night's sleep. So customizing a bed is always a great option, but there are so many different ways you can do that. Take a look at one way to truly maximize the ceiling height in a bedroom.
So the velvets in this particular color is so rich, so pretty, and again, brings in that coastal vibe, but in a very elegant way.
It's a blue that it's very soothing. So to use blue in a bedroom, especially paired with taupes and creams and soft whites, it's really very calming, and that's the really best combination to use for a bedroom.
Absolutely.
I really wanted these to be the accent of the room. Everything was created to have a very bold statement. So this was a bespoke piece. The paneling was done individually, and I really wanted to enhance the grandeur and the height of the ceilings. So I took the headboard all the way to the ceiling, and that just elevated the bed and made it like such a beautiful statement. The piece also, the base is also custom to accommodate a sleeper number. So it was also done at a different height to be specific for the client. Because my client is very tall, we had to customize the bed and raise it more above the your standard.
And that's one of the beauty of creating custom furniture pieces like this, because it looks perfectly as it was made just for this space.
That's right.
So I hope that gave you some great design ideas for your own bedroom spaces, but we're not done with the design ideas. Keeping it going with some great ways to incorporate a modern, organic touch to your home decor. Next, smart ways to create comfortable spaces with big impact on SoFlo Home Project. Welcome back to SoFlo Home Project. I'm Alena Capra, and we are continuing to share some design tips to help elevate your spaces. So we've talked about surfaces, hardware, as well as creating a beautiful bedroom. But now when it comes to your overall home decor, we've seen modern design obviously be forever popular, especially here in South Florida. But sometimes you want to warm it up a little bit, and a big trend has been merging more organic elements within a modern space. So think about those clean lines of your furnishings, but kind of adding softer, more organic textures, whether it's in your fabric, whether it's in your wall coverings, or even the wall art and accessories. Sometimes it's really that mix that creates this beautiful soft space, and I love this kind of move to the organic earthy elements in decor. I think that gives it a lot more staying power and allows you to really bring in some materials that you might not have thought about otherwise.
And then you still have these like dark pieces that help ground the space again, you know, and iron, and you know, you can't be as scared of bringing in these things in a modern space.
Definitely, it does modernize it. And right there, I'm seeing the beautiful brass lamp, brass hardware, and the darker wood tone with the fluting. So you really kind of mixed it all up. The chair then brings in some darker as well as that side table, that perfect balance.
Right, exactly. If you look around the room, you'll see a lot of different styles. You know, you have the edginess of this, and then you see the curved stone over there. And yeah, it's that mix. It makes it interesting and not predictable. You know, you don't want a space to be too predictable.
Absolutely. Now, I want to give our viewers some tips on the way that you were able to do this so successfully.
I mean, for us, we had this beautiful piece of art. You know, our clients, as I mentioned, they're from Maryland. The client fell in love with this piece. It reminds them of home, and it may not be something that you would traditionally think in a Florida space, but why not? Why not choose things that you love that remind you of home? And so this really helped guide
the finishes and the style of the room, because then we could pull in those greens again.
Yes.
And it works great. And like you said, it's just about putting touches and not being scared to try. You know, there are some elements like balance. You know, if you put something dark here, then you try to balance it out on either side. Exactly. And we have a dark piece here and a lighter piece here. So it's those juxtapositions. And it's important to think not only just about the colors of the woods, but the actual, you know, tones and the textures of the fabrics, not just the colors.
Right, and there are so many great textures in here, from the pillow to the fluting to this sort of like this rug with the knit. You kind of get these nice texture on there. Even the bedding and the wall has visual texture.
Yeah, exactly. And just breaking up the bedding, if you were just to do the bedding with all light, you know, all linen, it's a beautiful look also.
Absolutely,
but this kind of breaks it up and makes it more unexpected and interesting.
I love when a bedding set is sort of mixed and matched. I think that's sort of like the way you really can bring your personality and bring in your personal taste and colors and patterns. And here, like, you have a lot of different elements that all pair and create one set that's unique to this space.
Oh, thank you.
So I hope that all of these design tips has kept you inspired to create some beautiful things in your own homes. And don't forget to share them with us. We love to see them. Tag us at SoFlo Home Project on Facebook and Instagram. So I want to thank all of you for watching today, and we hope to see you again next week for another all-new episode of SoFlo Home Project right here on Local 10. And remember, there's no place like SoFlo Home.
If you missed any part of this episode, or if you're looking for more design inspiration, make sure to check out all episodes online at SoFloShows.com. And don't forget to follow us on social media on Facebook and Instagram